All right, supporting adolescents who are experiencing divorce or parental divorce. And these are some data-driven support interventions presented by Amanda Haveman, Stephanie Hutchens, Kaitlynn Kowalski, and Becky Lawrence.
Yeah, we're going to share a little bit from the perspective of an adolescent. It's an 11th grade female student who's amazing. So she's one of my students. Her name is Brittany. This is her second parental separation. Her first happened at age 8. This is her second at age 16. She reached out to me in September and said that she was experiencing some anxiety and depression symptoms. We have now been doing 14 weeks of one-on-one therapy with a depression assessment, 11-item Kutcher depression scale taking place every 3 weeks to measure her symptoms. So as a group, we want to look into what would be the best data-driven interventions. And then after, we're going to share what interventions have been working for Brittany specifically. So we're going to start those interventions with Kaitlynn going first.
So the intervention that I chose is called No Kids in the Middle. And this was created because working with families in high conflict divorce is one of the most complex areas of clinical practice. No Kids in the Middle was created as an 8-session group program that was mostly used in the Netherlands and has shown great promise for helping people with the experience, both parents and children with the experience of going through a divorce. The key principles of this program are keeping the child in mind the entire time, working in groups, stopping the legal processes and making a free space for interactions, creative presentation ceremonies, and the inclusion of the family's networks. This program seeks to provide 3 safe therapeutic sessions and spaces for parents and children and their family networks to be involved around them. This utilizes therapists and opens up a space for creativity, curiosity, openness, unexpected responses, and creativity. The group provides an opportunity for children to witness their parents taking responsibility for them while providing their parents an opportunity to witness how their children are feeling and how they are experiencing the divorce.
So the one I looked at was called New Beginnings. And so this is a group-based intervention for parents and their children. This is actually 10 2-hour sessions, this one looked at. So during this, children are taught skills to recognize and label their feelings about the divorce, using relaxation techniques, problem solving, and positive cognitive reframing. The activities they teach are really good listening skills, anger management, and then effective consequences for children that have had a lot of behavioral issues because of the divorce, and then positive family activities just in general. It's highly structured, and the sessions are videotaped to show those interactions, so to model and role play that. And then home practice is encouraged. And then as far as the data goes, there was significant improvement seen for the post-test with lower child reported aggression, increased level of parent reported positive communication with their children, child-parent quality of relationships, and decreased problems that the parents saw with their children. So overall, the program goals are based on preventative interventions for children of divorced families. And the program targets children with adjustment problems specifically.
The method that I chose is called COPE, which stands for Creating Opportunities for Personal Empowerment. And it was developed by Bernadette Mazurek-Melnick, who is a pediatric nurse practitioner and a psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner. And it is a 7-session brief time-limited cognitive behavioral skills building therapy, so CBSBT, that can be delivered in a variety of settings, such as outpatient mental health centers, primary care clinics, and in schools. It is a developmentally based intervention, clearly written with teen appropriate illustrations, and has been well accepted by adolescents from 12 to 18 years of age. Findings from the study have found that the program helps decrease depressive and anxiety symptoms in teens, increases self-esteem, healthy lifestyle beliefs, and healthy lifestyle behaviors for physical activity. And it has been getting a lot of great reviews from parents that participate in it because you can do it at home. It's 20 to 30 minutes sessions, and it's able to be, done at home in a home setting. You don't necessarily need to do it with a therapist. The family can do it together and work on it too. So the accessibility is good.
Awesome. First, I wanted to share a little bit of a study and then what that study found for an appropriate intervention. So recently in Spain, there was a college that did a study in 2016 involving 346 adolescents with 173 families that were impacted by parental separation, and 173, the word they used was intact, that there was not a separation. And for it to be considered a separation, the families had to be separated for at least a year, but the mean of the groups that were involved had 6.72 years. So, and the kids ranged from ages 6 to 17 that were being studied, which I thought was really interesting. So some of the negative impacts that they found of parental separation, just to be aware of as you're working with families, and then also trying to decipher appropriate interventions, that 33.9% were more likely to fall below the poverty line. So this is the families that have parental separation versus the intact families. They're 42.9% more likely to have witnessed gender violence. There's a higher prevalence within the impacted youth, so not the parents themselves, but the youth, of depression, anxiety, hostility, paranoid ideation, and social withdrawal. There's also, they saw high interaction as well of decreased self-control and struggles with academic, emotional, physical, and family self-conflicts. So looking at all of these factors together, the study saw that the most helpful way to intervene was school-based programs designed specifically around social and emotional skills. They found that it was really that all people universally went to school, wanted that support, and it wasn't a certain parent house thing that they were at school. So these specific intervention programs, school-based programs that were studied with the participant in the studies, saw that overall there's improved social emotional skills, decreased behavioral disorders, lessened emotional distress, increased positive social behavior, and improved academic performance for the participants that had a school-based program that was designed to build social and emotional skills if they were involved. I apologize about the cough. So what worked for Brittany? Our case study superstar. So 4 main things. 1, talk therapy. P.S. This is according to Brittany. This is what she says works for her. So 1, talk therapy. She said, talking with you, it's just better. I know you listen and you care. So kids that are going through this often feel like they lost a parent to talk to about what's happening in their life because they're an active party in that. So sometimes having someone to talk to, whether it's a designated professional or a good friend or a different caring adult, is beneficial. 2, expressive opportunity. So this student is a part of a writing club, writing in her journal, so expressive therapies. Support group, she's in a support group, kind of like Amanda was saying, having a group setting to be able to connect with other kids. And then similar to what we saw in our last piece of that social emotional targeted skills, she said coping and targeted communication skills. So teaching her, especially she has seen a lot of maladaptive communication styles. She told me a few weeks ago she's never seen a couple fight that didn't end physically. So things like that, where when we're having targeted communication, skill building is helpful. So that's it. That's our interventions, data driven, ready to fight. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us on D2L. This was Becky and Amanda, Stephanie and Kaitlynn. Thank you so much. We are thankful we got to share with you. Thank you so much.